The time is just gone 10 minutes to 10 a.m. and we are now going across to be joined by Farah Nabulsi, and we are discussing the Best Short Film Award that has been awarded to Farah Nabulsi for her film, The Present. Farah, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show as always.
Walaikum salam. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, Farah, obviously this has been a wonderful moment, and we need to congratulate you at this point in time because for quite a long time now, you've been directing, you've been producing films inspired by Palestinian realities. And The Present, which is now the latest one, and really all we can say is, a job well done. And you and I have discussed some of your other films previously, and all of them being impressive. But this one, obviously, a feather in the cap for you.
Yes, no, very much so. I'm thrilled. I mean, the film has won. I sort of took count yesterday. 20 awards, 20 major awards actually, and the latest one being from Rio de Janeiro International Short Film Festival, which is an Oscar and BAFTA qualifying festival. And I'm thrilled because the film has been seen, all over the world, and it received numerous awards from some very prestigious film festivals in the US and the UK, which is really important to me because it means that audiences internationally and Western audiences and in Europe as well are watching the film and that it's resonating with them. And that's the most important thing really, is that people, because it's a fiction film, but it's like all my films in that sense, but it's based on the cruel reality, the absurd reality that exists on the ground in Palestine. So it's good that the story is resonating with people.
Well, Farah, let's just talk about The Present and in terms of the standout issues and, why it has obviously received such international acclaim and the awards and the highest awards that the film deserves.
So the film, like I said, so fiction but based on this reality, and so for those who don't know and haven't seen the film, the story is basically about a hardworking Palestinian man, Yusuf, and he goes on a shopping trip with his young daughter Yasmin to buy a gift for his wife on their anniversary. And such a simple task, though, is not so easy as it should be when you're transported to the landscape of apartheid and military occupation. So at its essence, the film is about a man who wishes to live a dignified life with the freedom to go and come as he pleases in his daily movements, like most other people in the world can, but he can't. So it's a simple story that speaks volumes about this, basic human right of freedom of movement. And I think that's what kind of resonates with audiences. It kind of shocks them. It's such a basic human right. And yet in this time of pandemic, where people's movements have been restricted for the first time, around the world, maybe that's why they're kind of connecting with it a little bit more. I don't know, to be honest, but it seems to be having an impact, that it is about that basic human right.
Exactly. And I think what is important is the greater motivation or the purpose behind it. And you articulate that, and where you speak about the arts that play a crucial role in changing the world and giving voice to those who have been silenced.
Yeah, for sure. So again, it's the situation in Palestine is there, right? If anyone wanted to kind of look up the facts and the figures and the truths and the proofs, they're all there. So why is it this has been allowed to go on for so long? This injustice, this colossal injustice. And I think it really comes down to the fact that people do not empathize enough. And so I've always said that art is the great communicator. Art is the means to speak to people's hearts and access their minds. And so I think through the art of film, this visual audio medium, it can engage people in a way that maybe the sort of more dry news or, those facts and figures alone cannot do. And ultimately, if you can make people feel with those suffering the injustice, then hopefully that drives serious empathy and action eventually, or an interest at least to understand more, which is what I always get. I mean, after the film screens at festivals or whatever in Q&As, people want to understand more. They say, okay, I don't understand. Why is this happening? Why are those soldiers, not letting them pass? Or why is, and that's the important thing is communication so people can understand what's happening. So I think my films do serve that role, and I hope they do. But art is the great communicator at the end of the day.
Well, it certainly is because I think you and I obviously. I'm thinking it Oceans of Injustice that you and I spoke about previously, but since then you've obviously produced a few more films like They Took Away My Son, and also now with The Present, and all of them have made an impact of some sort, but more importantly, for people obviously to gain an understanding, but also at the same time in terms of action that is required so that people identify, apart from just the empathy, it's about change, and it's about effecting change for the better for the people of Palestine and the Palestinian cause.
Yeah, of course. Of course, that's the case. I mean, in the end, there's no use if someone just sympathizes and feels compassionate, but then doesn't actually take action. So solidarity with Palestinians is something that goes beyond. It's a concrete engagement. It's not just some abstract. Okay, I feel with the Palestinians, and therefore, I've done something about it. So, really, I hope people recognize that action is needed, and if my films serve in any way of bringing action, then that's great. And it does. I mean, I do get sort of emails and direct messages on social media, and even like I said during Q&As, where people actually say, you've inspired me to want to do more, and that's the key here. We need to do more. What's required is action at the end of the day, and there's a lot everyone can do and participate, whether it's volunteering, whether it's fundraising, whether it's getting vocal, whether it's using your creativity to engage and tell the narrative, whether it's BDS, whether it's, there's so many things one could do. But the key is to believe that your individual actions mean something. And I think it was Alice Walker who said the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. And this is a real problem. We all think, oh, my individual signature on this petition or my participation in this protest is hardly going to make a difference, but it does make a difference, is the point. In the collective, it does. So.
Yes. And Farah, just finally, with all these acclaims now and all the awards that the film has enjoyed, where to from here, and more importantly, from a screening perspective, and also for our listeners in terms of wanting to view this film, I mean, how do they get hold of the film?
Mm-hmm. Look, the film is still doing film festivals around the world. And so the only reason it's been more accessible this year during film festivals is because of the pandemic. So a lot of festivals have had to do the festivals online. And so that's why more people have, so I guess that's worked out for the film in the sense that more people have been able to view it than otherwise would have been the case. But unfortunately, it's not available openly and freely yet in that sense. It will be, I'd say, around March, April 2021. But depending where you are in the world, the film is available like right now at certain festivals in the UK and in South America, one or two in America right now, and so forth. So, just keep posted on my social media. And in terms of where to, for now, I'm working on my first feature film, actually, which I'm really excited about. And, stay posted. If I can make this happen, I hope it would be a very, very groundbreaking feature film.
Well, I'm sure with your determination and tenacity, and you will definitely make it happen. But once again, from ourselves, we congratulate you for this wonderful achievement and for all the awards and all the hard work that obviously you have put into making sure that your films are a success. We wish you all the best, and please take care of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You too.
Farah Nabulsi joining us this morning, and this is discussing her best short film award, and that which is called The Present. And with that, our time is up. The time is just gone straight at 10 a.m. It's time for us to sign off, and until we meet tomorrow being the day of Friday once again on Salam Media on News and Views, in the company of all our listeners at Al Ansar, Salam Media, and One Nation 88.9 FM. It's been an absolute pleasure being in your company this morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media, your humanitarian broadcaster.
This Juz a Day recitation is brought to you by
Freedom Stationery.